Hello everyone and welcome back to Heart with Prisca. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are talking about 10 things to consider before buying a business. Lessons from my own journey. As Canada's baby boomer generation reaches retirement, thousands of successful business owners are looking for someone to take over the companies they've spent decades building. While many people see retirement as the end of a career, I see it as the beginning of an incredible opportunity for a new generation of entrepreneurs. Instead of starting a business from zero, aspiring business owners, including immigrants like myself, can step into established companies with existing customers, experienced employees, and proven systems. The key is knowing what to look for and how to buy wisely. In the past few months, I have been working tirelessly to expand the scope of my business activities. As an engineer, entrepreneur, investor, and immigrant building a new life in Canada, I realized something important. Sometimes buying an existing business can be faster and better than starting one from scratch. You inherit customers, systems, employees, revenue, and a track record. Sounds amazing, right? Well, yes and no. The deeper I've gone into this journey, the more I've realized that buying a business isn't just about finding one that's profitable. It's about understanding the risks hiding beneath the numbers. Today, I want to share 10 lessons I've learned while exploring business acquisitions, from construction companies to cleaning businesses and beyond. Whether you're thinking about buying a business next year or 10 years from now, I hope these lessons help you make wiser decisions. Number 1, don't fall in love with the business. What do I mean by this? You have not closed on the deal, but you are already becoming emotionally attached. You imagine the possibilities. You start planning before you even own it. I've done that, but I've learned that emotion is expensive. You pay more when you bring in emotions and sentiments. Numbers are objective, so be objective. Always let the financials make the decision. If the numbers don't work, be willing to walk away. Do your deal analysis. Stress test the opportunity. What is the ROI? There will always be another opportunity. If this doesn't work, learn to walk away and take along with you the lessons learned. Number 2, you're not only buying revenue, you're buying relationships. One of the biggest questions I asked myself was this: what happens after the owner leaves? If customers only work with the business because they trust the current owner, they may leave after the sale. This is especially common in construction, consulting, maintenance, and service businesses. If the business is owner dependent, that means the client relationships and trust belong to the owner and the company. You need to consider the impact of transition before committing to buying the business. That means today's profitable business could become tomorrow's struggling business if clients don't stay. So ask yourself, who actually owns the relationship? The owner, the employees, or the brand? Number 3, insist on a transition period. One thing I've learned is never assume clients will automatically accept a new owner. A good purchase agreement should include a transition period. Ideally, the seller remains involved for 3 to 6 months. During that time, they introduce you to clients, suppliers, employees, and key partners. They reassure everyone that the business is in good hands. That transition can be worth far more than expensive advertising later. An already paying or recurring customer is worth more than sourcing new ones. They are the heart of the business, so treat them like gold. Lesson 4, look beyond profit. Many businesses show healthy profits, but ask deeper questions. How much of that profit depends on the owner's personal effort? Would those profits continue if someone else stepped in tomorrow? Is the owner working 60 hours every week? If so, you're not buying a business, you're buying a job. A business should eventually be able to operate without depending entirely on one person. Lesson 5, financing is often harder than finding the business. This has probably been one of my biggest surprises. Finding opportunities wasn't the hardest part. Finding financing was. I've spoken with banks. I've explored government-backed programs. I've looked into vendor financing. I've examined home equity. I've explored partnerships. Each option came with different requirements. Some lenders wanted more down payment than others, so you have to consider that. Some required additional collateral, your net worth, and your association with the business. Others wanted industry experience. It reminded me that buying a business is often a financing project before it's a business project. Don't wait until you've found your dream business before understanding how you'll pay for it. Know your funding options early. Number 6, partnerships can open doors, but choose carefully. Another lesson I've learned is that partnerships can accelerate growth. Sometimes another person brings capital, industry expertise, lending qualifications, But partnerships also require trust, shared values, and clearly documented expectations. Do not make assumptions. Write down your expectations, roles, and responsibilities of the parties involved. Let the parties involved review the documents. Get them properly signed and have them managed by a lawyer. Money can test relationships. Have honest conversations before signing anything. Who makes decisions? How are profits shared? What happens if someone wants to leave? Number 7, due diligence is more than looking at financial statements. Yes, review tax returns. Yes, review profit and loss statements. But also investigate the business itself. How loyal are the customers? How experienced are the employees? Are there pending lawsuits? Are equipment and vehicles in good condition? Are permits and licenses current? What reputation does the business have? Check reviews. What are customers saying about the business? What are the recurring complaints? Sometimes what isn't written on paper becomes the biggest surprise after closing. Number 8, understand the systems. One question I now ask is, if the owner disappeared tomorrow, would this business still operate? Does it have documented procedures, software, scheduling systems, accounting systems, safety procedures, employee manuals? Is the current owner providing support, and to what extent? Strong systems reduce dependence on individuals. Weak systems create chaos. You're not just buying customers, you're buying the engine that serves those customers. Number 9, have an exit strategy before you buy. It sounds strange. How can you think about selling before you've even bought? But smart investors do exactly that. Ask yourself, could I sell this business in 5 or 10 years? Could I pass it to my children? Could I expand into multiple locations? Thinking about the exit helps you buy better today. Number 10, sometimes walking away is winning. This has probably been the hardest lesson for me. I've looked at opportunities that seemed perfect. Then financing didn't work. The numbers changed or the risks became clearer. At first, it felt disappointing, but now I see it differently. Walking away from a bad deal protects you for the right one. Not every opportunity is your opportunity. Wisdom isn't just knowing when to buy, it's knowing when not to. If there's one thing this journey has taught me, it's this. Buying a business isn't about chasing ownership. It's about solving problems. It's about creating value. It's about building something that serves people well. It's about building something that serves people well while creating financial freedom for your family. As many of you know, I'm still on this journey. I'm learning. I'm asking difficult questions. I'm talking to lenders, I'm exploring funding options, I'm meeting business owners, I'm considering partnerships. Some doors have opened, others have closed, and that's okay because every conversation teaches me something. I hope that by sharing this journey openly, you'll feel more confident if you ever decide to buy a business yourself. Remember, you don't need to have all the answers before you begin, but you do need the humility to keep learning. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. If today's conversation encouraged you, please subscribe, share this episode, and join me next time for another heart-to-heart conversation. Until then, keep growing in wisdom, purpose, and prosperity. This is Prisca, and I will see you heart to heart.